I'm talking about the ritual hidden right in the middle of all of this. I know many of you have asked yourself what any of this stuff actually means. Now, at first glance, it just looks like a giant spectacle, but the imagery used during the performance tells a specific story. From the beginning when Bad Bunny is in the fields, to the moment Lady Gaga dances on him, and then towards the end when he's on the power pose, it all tells a very specific message. While it just looked like a regular performance, when I tell you what this actually means, you won't see it the same. This year, the imagery wasn't as obvious as usual, but if you understand their language, you can decode the message. Let's look at how Bad Bunny started the performance. The performance started in the sugarcane fields with Bad Bunny wearing an all-white suit with a white jersey over it with the number 64. In these high-level industry rituals, white isn't just a fashion choice. It represents the albedo, the stage of purification and initiation in alchemy.
What's up, yo? Welcome to another episode of Vidwon Reacts. And today we're gonna get into the Super Bowl show, but we're gonna take it from another angle. Usually people say that there's a lot of subliminals in the Super Bowl halftime show. And we're gonna check into this video. It's called The Halftime Super Bowl Show Exposed by Truth Is. And let's get right into it. Let me adjust my screen real quick. We're gonna get right into it. Get this a little bit smaller. Let's get right into it.
Who lost their freaking minds when Bad Bunny was announced for the Super Bowl. They were furious that a Latino artist is headlining such an American event, completely ignoring that Puerto Rico is actually a part of America. But while the world is arguing about his heritage, they're missing the real reason to be angry. They're missing the fact that the industry just chose his biggest puppet to take the global stage. Bad Bunny has a reputation for turning his performances into over-the-top rituals, and that is exactly what he just showed us at this year's halftime. Today, we're revealing the reason Bad Bunny was chosen
Now he's gonna break it down why he says that this was a ritual.
for the halftime. And breaking down the ritual, you weren't supposed to understand. Bad Bunny is one of the top-selling artists on the planet. With that much success, the mainstream media says he's a natural choice for the Super Bowl. But if you look at the history of these halftime shows, you know why he was actually chosen. Bad Bunny wasn't chosen for his music. He was chosen because he embodies the industry's agenda in every single way. The industry wants to dissolve gender. Bad Bunny cross-dresses in his videos and makes out with male dancers on.
Yeah, that's crazy. So that's showing like diversity. But I mean, he does emphasize it on all his shows.
Stage. The industry wants to push a specific spiritual narrative. Bad Bunny releases videos chained to demons and touches ancient archaeological artifacts as if he's charging up for the performance. From glamorizing promiscuity to tearing down traditional family values, he hits every mark on the industry's checklist. So are you really surprised that the industry's biggest puppet show chose its biggest puppet to perform? The Super Bowl halftime show isn't about American football. It's about harvesting the energy of millions to be used for a ritual done in front of the world. And that is exactly what we're seeing with this Super Bowl performance. Yesterday, Bad Bunny took the stage at the Super Bowl, and on the surface, it looked like a massive tribute to Latin culture. But underneath the dancing and
Yeah, there was a lot of shit there. Like why he have a suit on with a jersey over, all in white, like you can't really tell.
The performance was hiding a message most people were never meant to see. And no, I'm not just talking about the man-on-man subliminal message they threw in there with the dancers for a
Yeah, that was crazy too. Like, come on, man.
second. I'm talking about the ritual hidden right in the middle of all of this. I know many of you have asked yourself what any of this stuff actually means. Now, at first glance, it just looks like a giant spectacle, but the imagery used during the performance tells a specific story. From the beginning when Bad Bunny is in the fields, to the moment Lady Gaga dances on him, and then towards the end when he's on the power pose, it all tells a very specific message. While it just looked like a regular performance, when I tell you what this actually means, you won't see it the same. This year, the imagery wasn't as obvious as usual, but if you understand their language, you can decode the message. Let's look at how Bad Bunny started the performance. The performance started in the sugarcane fields with Bad Bunny wearing an all-white suit with a white jersey over it with the number 64. In these high-level industry rituals, white isn't just a fashion choice. It represents the albedo, the stage of purification and initiation in alchemy. In the occult,
The albedo phase, often represented by whiteness, signifies purification and enlightenment. It's a stage of inner clarity where the practitioner gains insights into their true nature and the interconnectedness of all things. It's a crucial step in the alchemical journey towards spiritual transformation and self realization. Some real cult shit.
this signifies the subject has been washed clean of their old self to become a vessel for a new power. This was meant to represent his beginning, where he started from and how far his journey to the top was. The white outfit was a visual signal that Bad Bunny has officially been chosen as the new gatekeeper of the Latin industry. This is why he was surrounded by the other major names like Cardi B, Pedro Pascal, and Karol G. They weren't just guests.
Yeah, I kind of peeped that. And then I'm like, why are they out there? But yet, he has a song with each one of them. You know what I'm saying? And they're not singing, they're not doing nothing. And what's Pascal doing there? Wow. His niggas like the ill. These dudes are the ill industry plants, huh? They're all together.
They were witnesses to the ritual, and the moment Ricky Martin appeared, the message became crystal clear. This was the passing of the torch from the old to the new, marking the official beginning of Bad Bunny's reign as the new industry gatekeeper. Lady Gaga
Oh, wow. What he's saying? That Ricky Martin was part of the ritual? He's passing down the torch.
wasn't just randomly chosen for this performance either. While it might seem like they snuck a white artist in to keep America from rage quitting, Gaga played a much more important role in this ritual. She played the part of the high priestess. In ancient and esoteric traditions, blue is a color often associated with the divine feminine and the Great Mother, which is connected to Isis. In esoteric rituals, the high priestess provides the spiritual authority for the initiate. By wearing blue, she represents the mother figure of the industry, the one who had already been initiated, symbolically baptizing the new initiate in the industry's higher ranks. Essentially, she
Wow, that's crazy. That's real crazy because it makes sense. It makes sense. Like she's already a high priestess, and then she comes, she dances with him, and she like, like you understand what I'm saying? Like she blessed him. That's crazy.
was leading this ritual, passing the symbolic torch from Ricky Martin to Bad Bunny. The third and final part of the ritual was the completion of the great work and the moment of ascension. Towards the end of the performance, we see Bad Bunny ascending on the power pose. To most, this moment was simply just a tribute to Puerto Rico's infrastructure, but in the language of the occult, it was telling a completely different story. This was meant to demonstrate the literal completion of the great work. He was positioning himself at the very top of the energy grid. In the occult, electricity is often linked to the light bringer, the spark
Lucifer, Latin for light bringer or light bearer, originates from classical mythology as the morning star, Venus, and was later adopted into Christian theology as a name for Satan, often symbolizing forbidden knowledge or the fall from grace. In some occult and philosophical contexts, this figure represents enlightenment, wisdom, or a Promethean bringer of illumination, rather than solely a figure of evil. Some interpretations associate electricity with its power to eliminate and connect metaphorically with this light bearing force, sometimes suggesting a form. They don't say the rest.
Of life and consciousness, often described as a divine spark. The purpose of the great work is to power that divine spark so it could ascend and reach enlightenment. By standing on the energy poles, he positioned himself between the heavens and the earth, with the sparks representing the activation of his own divine spark. Symbolically, he was siphoning the focus of 100 million people and grounding it into the stage to feed off their energy. He wasn't just performing, he was being initiated into the highest orders of the secret religion that runs Hollywood. Even his outfit told us this from the beginning. On top of his white suit, Bad Bunny had a white jersey on with the number 64. It is no coincidence that he wore the number 64, as it represents completing the great work. 64 represents the rebirth of the spirit. By the time he reached the top of the energy grid, he was telling the world that his transformation was finished. By wearing the number 64, Bad Bunny is signaling that he has finished his journey across the board. He has navigated the duality of the industry and has reached the final square. His ascension. He has crossed the 64 squares of the industry's chessboard, mastered the 64 changes of the alchemic blueprint, and was
That's crazy. I just looked it up right now. Um, Number 64 of the sea. Oh no, that's 65. Number 64 of the Seahawks is Christian Haynes, and of number 64 of the Patriots is Layden Robinson. Two unknowns. So it's definitely some other shit.
ready to be activated as the new high priest. While it seemed like a massive moment for Latinos, it was just another industry ritual, just like we've been seeing unfold on a global scale with the political world as well. Just a few days ago, Vice President J.D. Vance announced that Trump had established a new world order. I just covered this in a Patreon exclusive video, and if you're one of my members, make sure to check that video out ASAP. But back to Bad Bunny. Now that we've seen the ritual unfold on the Super Bowl stage, we have to ask, why him? Why was Bad Bunny chosen to be the face of this specific moment? There is a reason Bad Bunny managed to blow past all the rest of the Latino artists. He was the one chosen to introduce the Latin youth to the industry agenda. To better understand the halftime performance, we have to look back at the history of occult ritual programming that led to this.
Yeah, that shit right there, that was crazy. When I first saw it, I was like, damn, is this nigga chained like to like witches or demons or something? That's crazy. It was crazy. That video was crazy.
Night. This wasn't just a career climb for Bad Bunny. It was a transition from another big Latin artist to a high-level industry gatekeeper. Bad Bunny has shown us this was coming for years. The signs have always been there. The industry loves to frame Bad Bunny's fashion as
Look at this shit. This nigga's crazy, bro. I like his music, I ain't gonna lie. But this nigga's crazy.
breaking boundaries or gender fluidity. But in the world of the occult, this has a very specific meaning behind it.
And then when he
Now, I
did
want to
that,
warn you, some of this stuff is occult mumbo jumbo, but I'm a simplifier for us normal folk. All of this is connected to something called the rebus. In alchemy, there's a ritual called the Great Work, or the magnum opus, which results in the creation of the rebus, what they call a divine being that has conquered duality by merging the masculine and feminine into one body. Basically, a person who becomes gender neutral. When you see Bad Bunny in full drag in his
yeah, that was crazy. I saw that video, I remember, and I was like, yo, what the fuck, bro? And then is that the same video that has the him chained up to the other shit? That's crazy, bro. Like, that's nuts, bro.
Perreo Sola video, or acting as his own female counterpart in his other videos, he isn't just playing dress up. He is embodying the alchemic archetype of what they call the divine hermaphrodite. He is signaling to those who know the code that he has completed his ascension and activated his divine spark. But the gender blurring is only half of the story. Look at the symbols he has been surrounding himself.
Yo, now that this nigga's put it into perspective, look at like right there, that that picture right there. It looks like he's doing some sign. He's either showing the rings or doing some signs. And then what's up with all that shit around his neck? You know what I'm saying? That shit type crazy, bro.
With since the beginning of his career. For years, Bad Bunny has used the third
Oh wow. He got a third eye. That's crazy.
eye symbolism to represent a higher vision. In his Yo Perea solo video, we see him literally chained to demonic figures and surrounded by gothic ritualistic imagery.
Oh wow, look at this shit. That's crazy. Oh man, this nigga's dressed like him?
Dressed up like the Baphomet. If you look at his outfit, you can see him wearing a skirt, dressed up exactly like Baphomet is represented in this image. Even as recently as December 2025, he was caught in that museum controversy touching on that ancient artifact. The public called it a lack of respect, but it's all connected to their secret religion. He's been telling us his plan since day one. He didn't call his movement a fan base, he called it La Nueva Religión, which in English means the new religion.
Yo, this dude is putting everything like a puzzle together.
The industry didn't just choose him because he's the best singer. They chose him because he was the most willing to become a living sigil. He is the ultimate puppet because he has surrendered himself completely to push the industry's agenda. At the end of the day, what we witnessed at Levi's Stadium wasn't a concert, it was a public coronation. The industry didn't just put on a show, they executed a multi-layered ritual to finalize the transfer of power. While the crowd was singing along to Titi Me Preguntó, they had no idea they were being used to power this ritual. They participated.
Wow. 135 million watching, dancing, just watching. Big ritual.
Participated in the full cycle, from the albedo purification in the white suit to the great work completed on the power pose. Bad Bunny didn't just make it to the Super Bowl, he made it to the very top with the likes of Diddy, Jay-Z, and Dr. Dre. This is not just about music. Look at the timing of all of this going down. Look what's happening around the world and in our very country. We are seeing these rituals play out in every sector of society. Bad Bunny is just a vessel for a message that is being broadcast to the entire world. The old world is gone, and the new religion is here. They tell us the only thing more powerful than hate is love, but in their world, love is just another word for total compliance to the agenda. I know all of this sounds too much or unbelievable, but I challenge you to look into the symbolism yourself. Look into Bad Bunny's past actions.
Yeah. Every time he comes out, there's always some weird shit. Like weirdo. I mean, he's one of my favorite artists, but like the shit he's trying to push, like look right there. What's he doing, bro? You tell me. He got high heels on and sundress. You understand? But yeah, he's putting up his muscles. What the fuck? That's not art. That's some crazy shit. Weirdo shit.
Look into the meaning of the gender bending. Look deeper into why he became such a big star. And take under consideration the other artists and executives that made it to the same level.
Yeah, niggas that made it to the same level. It's on some weird shit. Crazy. They had to do a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying?
As Bad Bunny, what they have been exposed for. Like I said, this is all deeper than you could possibly expect. They don't want you to see this side of the performance, but that's what I'm here for, to reveal what they're hoping you won't see. Chances are they're gonna suppress this video because I revealed way too much, but you can help combat that by liking, sharing, and hyping this video. Help me spread this information to as many.
You can help me out too. Like, share, and if you can, on your mobile, hit that hype button. It'll help my video out a lot.
People as possible. And if you like videos revealing the unfiltered truth, make sure to subscribe for more videos. I post new videos every other day.
Alright. So what do you think? Do you think it was a big ritual? Do you think Bad Bunny has surrendered himself to the industry? And if so, how long you think he's gonna last? I mean, a lot of people were disappointed about being a Spanish person, but I think it was okay, man, to me, because you needed that. And then he's internationally known, so it's like, you know, even though you ain't understand if you wasn't Latino or you knew Spanish, but I mean, last year Kendrick Lamar was there for one song, based off of one song. You understand what I'm saying? These rituals, man, every year is something new. Let me know in the comments. Do you think it was a ritual? Did the guy from the Truth Is break it down right? Um, and make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the hype button, man. Send me a hype on this video. It helped my video out a lot. Till next time, man. Peace.